And your legs getting sore? Stupid question. Let's wait. So...
Did I tell you? You've been for it, fucker?
I did it on purpose.
Just you wait. We could use some exercise after all that carrying.
Are you sure, boss?
'Tis the final conflict.
Secrets, not on my watch.
Well, well.
Let me rest. Let's wait. So... Let's wait. So... Let's wait. So... Aren't your legs getting... Let's... So... Let's wait. So...
Am I a magician or what? That wasn't too hard. Morano. Hello. Let's see what brought you here. I felt something. Where is it? sweet secret. Let's wait. Set. Let's wait. Set.
Please, step back. This is a crime scene.
I can see that. Am I wrong, or does the deceased have no eyes?
Yeah, no eyes, all right. And why would there be? He's the fisherman's sixth victim.
Hey, Rogulski, cut the chit-chat. And you 3 steps back. Go on.
Is the fisherman some local criminal?
Get out of here while I'm still asking nicely.
Easy, I'm going now. I don't want to bother you.
Just what I need. A fucking throng of onlookers.
Nice rocks. They smell like downtown.
What are you sniffing around here for, Outlander?
I try not to cross anybody.
Weaklings shouldn't venture into Powiśle.
Maybe he's the murderer. The young master was bored and came to Powiśle for a taste of gore.
He'll taste it all right.
His own.
help you?
What are you doing here? Drawing an illustration for a newspaper?
For myself, as a local artist. I'm Kajetan.
Do you specialize in still lives?
Yes, you might say that. Here in Povishle, nothing interesting's ever happened. But there you go. Murders with an artistic twist. Very inspiring material.
Povishle doesn't seem like a pleasant place to live.
Is life itself pleasant? I don't think so. Even those mutilated bodies, they have no eyes. As if the murderer tried to say there's nothing to see here.
So you're saying that nothing matters?
Exactly. Once, misfortune brought me to this river. I wanted to end my life. But the river wouldn't have me and threw me back on the bank. I decided to stay around.
What exactly do you paint?
Dead bodies.
Someone might say the dead deserve respect.
I'm saying that both life and death are meaningless. You are blocking my view.
I'll go now. Any fish biting?
It doesn't matter. What do you want?
My name is Victor. I only wanted to ask what was going on here.
With those damn police?
They are trying to catch the fisherman, and the fisherman is doing his bit.
Is it bad that they're doing their job?
And what for? Did anybody call them? Anybody complain?
What, do you think murder doesn't bother anyone?
Like there are never any murders in Povishle. Big deal.
The river giveth and the river taketh away.
We'll do fine. We don't need the police here.
Who's the fisherman?
The one who left the body on the beach. Stark naked, with pebbles in place of eyes, and a hook stuck in the roof of the mouth.
Like a fish. That's what he always does.
The police call him a serial killer. A dozen people he's snuffed out like that already. The son of a gun.
You sound like it doesn't bother you too much.
And what should it bother me for? If he kills, he kills. We are not to judge if that's good or bad.
The river giveth, and the river taketh away. Yep.
And they can't catch the fisherman even though he continues to kill. Is that right?
He's smart, shrewd, not like those police fools. And everyone knows who he is.
How so?
Because you see that guy on the beach who set up his easels in the sand and is painting?
He's the fisherman.
He paints all those bodies. He's always around the new ones. They even raided that hovel of his. Right, Edek?
Yep.
It does look suspicious.
Everyone says it's him. He's a weirdo, living like a hermit in that hovel. Nothing holds any value for him. So maybe he takes people's lives just for the hell of it.
Yep.
And where is that hovel?
Go along the river and behind the workshop. Am I right, Edek?
Yep.
Thank you, gentlemen. Happy fishing.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you can't be here.
Cayetan doesn't allow it.
I don't like you, Sonny.
He's got nice shoes, though.
What if I pay you for the tour?
Cayetan pays regularly.
Where does he get the money for painting and your services?
What do we care? He just does. The point is, he shares.
I think we can accept a donation.
But I still like your shoes.
help you?
Can I ask you a question?
Whatever.
I think painting those bodies has become something very important to you.
I hadn't thought about it that way.
It seems it has given your life a new meaning.
Do you really think so?
Aren't you afraid you might be arrested? You're always the first one out of the body. You paint it. To me, you look like a murderer.
Me? Why? The bodies appear on their own. Besides, let the police worry about that.
If they catch the murderer, there will be no more dead bodies to pose.
Right. I hadn't thought about that. I don't understand.
It seems that while contemplating the lack of sense in life, you did find something you care about.
Right. But that doesn't make sense. Why is it that in trying to go with the flow, I end up paddling harder? Where did I go wrong?
Beautiful. It's time to free you from it.
Can you hear me? Take a step back from him.
What? What are you doing?
They're arresting me, that's what.
What are you arresting him for? Having strange interests? Have you got any proof?
We are arresting the prime suspect. Do not obstruct us.
Tell them what you told me. You are not the killer.
What difference does it make?
Pielevin, you know he's not the one.
What can I do? This case is taking too long anyway.
How are you going to sleep after this?
I'm going to booze it up till I fall asleep. Preferably in moonshine.
And now it starts to rain.
Get it away from me! I don't want to touch it.
Yellow belly.
Shut up! Hey, you! What do you want here?
What is that you're playing with?
It's a hook from a real dead man. A dead man's hook. Quiet, you dolts!
This hook is from the fisherman's victim, isn't it?
So what if it is? What's it to you? They've already caught the murderer.
What if I tell you that they didn't? That they caught the wrong man?
The fuck they did? Get lost! Unless we trade for it. Got anything interesting to barter with?
And what would you like for the hook?
A cannon.
A saber!
Well, you heard him. If you bring us a cannon or a saber, we'll give you the dead man's hook.
That should be doable. There were some old blunt sabers in Father's office.
Go away now. You're boring.
we have here? Salut.
Salut. Have you heard this fancy pants?
I've got the saber I promised you.
Is it real?
Come on, then, let's see it. If we like it, we'll give you this silly hook.
Here, I honor my agreements.
It's real. Look at it. A real saber.
I also honor my agreements. Here, the dead man's hook is yours. So, what now?
Now I'll examine the hook and keep looking for other clues.
Piotrek's a lick spittle for the coppers.
Shut your mouths, or you lose even more teeth. I'll help you. Come find me near Antiaja's brothel. We can resume the investigation there. All right, enough of this. Let's leave this place. So then I tell him, stick that rubble up your ass. I've got my honor.
You sure are a canny lad.
Hello.
I'm on my break. Come back later.
I sent him Auntie Clara. We're doing an investigation together.
You're always up to something, Piotrus. What investigation?
What are we doing here?
What do you mean? The aunties are the key to the world of information. They know and hear more than anyone else in Powiśle.
Are you his actual aunt?
You really are a tourist. Of course they're not. But I prefer them to the real ones. They always help me somehow when I'm in trouble. They'll dress a wound, give me an apple, or a beer.
Piotrus, nothing gets by you. You remember that lady's gloves? I said I liked them once, and he brought them to me the next day.
Well, just say the word.
What do you know about the fisherman?
All I know is he's in jail. Finally. This cursed place can breathe a little.
He's not in jail, though. We're looking for the real one.
Piotrus, is that the investigation you're playing?
What do you mean, playing? We're both dead serious and committed, Auntie.
You better watch out. You'll get in trouble.
I needn't have come here.
It's not over yet. Now, we split. You go grill the other aunties, and I'll see you later. After dark, some of them work here and others in the streets. Remember to tell them I sent you. Piotrek Justa, that is. And ask better questions this time.
Watch him. If anything happens to him, it's your fault.
Aren't your legs getting sore? Let's wait. So... Good evening.
Cloud behind the corner, 5 kopecks. Naked in a bed, 15. A blower will cost you 3. Unless you just want to watch something, then it's 2. If it's something else you're after, you can fuck off, or I'll call for help.
Piotrek Justa sent me. He's a nice kid.
Piotr sent you? Well, why didn't you say so? I'll give you a discount though.
No, that's not why I'm here. I just want to talk.
Well, fire away before someone is onto us.
The fisherman. Have you heard anything about him?
Only the things everyone's been prattling on about. But if it's information you want, buy yourself a newspaper. 2 kopeckas. Any other questions? Or should we get to the point?
I'll let you get back to work. Goodbye. Good evening.
Good evening. What do you want?
I bet he's a customer. Do you want to put him off?
How do I know if he's a customer or not? Bad things happen in this weather.
You're right. What brings you here?
What do you know about the fisherman?
What an odd question. Unless... God, it's him! He came to kill us!
But they just got him. That freak who painted corpses was the fisherman. He created inspiration for himself. Right?
Take it easy. I was sent here by Piotrek Justa.
Somehow I don't believe you. Maybe you got him too, fisherman.
Piotrek introduced me to Auntie Clara too. I assure you they're both alive. I just want to talk to you.
Well, if you hang around with Piotrek, you can't be the fisherman. Especially if you're that handsome.
This is Auntie Clementina, and you can call me Auntie Anastasia, like the Tsar's daughter.
But we don't know anything about the fisherman, and we'd rather not talk about him.
I'll be up.
Too bad. I felt safer with...
Well, there we have it.
What more do you want from me?
Who was the last victim? You must know their name.
I do, but you don't have anything to convince me. Is there anything else?
I got the hook from the victim's body. Local kids had stolen it.
I already have a few of these.
Because of it, I know, let's call it, the scent of the murderer. The Thaumaturge could be useful in a case like this.
But the case is closed. That's enough. When I get sober, I put you in jail, I swear. Now
we'll see about that. I'll find out why you're so reluctant to run.
What? You're going to cast us?
Who knows? Don't go anywhere. I felt something. Where is it? I failed.
Mr. Shulsky,
I've got some fresh ideas.
I see what it is you are getting at. But the collection, we need bold concepts. Meanwhile,
I won't bother you.
all right.
Have you made up your mind? This soiree isn't going to last forever.
Yes, let's go and see if I do fit in.
In that case, I'll go get changed too. Look at you. And here I worried I was the only one who looked good in trousers. Very chic choice.
Thank you. You look fantastic.
Thank you. You think Papa would be mad that we're going to a party right after his funeral?
I hope so.
Victor.
He could have kept from losing the Black Grimoire. Are we ready?
Yes, the carriage is waiting.
Welcome to the Imperial Hotel. How may I help you?
Ligia Shulska, here on the invitation of Svetlana Rumiantseva.
Yes, we are expecting you, of course. The soiree is taking place in apartment 237, second floor. I wish you a thrilling and successful evening.
I'm impressed. How did you sort that out?
Our name still means something. Let's do our best to keep it that way, all right?
Who are you, my golden slithering friend?
Victor? Victor? Victor! Can you hear me?
Yes. Of course.
These people are just waiting for us to put a foot wrong, understand? We're walking into the Viper's Den, brother.
I'm going to hang around here a little longer. I'll meet you upstairs.
Huh. See you there.
Well, well, someone new. Good evening.
Good evening, Viktor Shulski.
Irina Orlova of those Orlovs. This is Natalia Obolenskaya, and this strangely quiet soul is our delightful Sofia Skawan.
Irina is exaggerating. Nice to meet you, Mr. Shulski.
The Governor General's daughter herself. How do you do?
What can you tell us?
How are you enjoying yourselves?
We can't complain. Seeing as we're debutantes, we're getting a lot of attention. Really? Maybe you'll tell us something about yourself.
I've heard a certain secret. Do you want to hear it?
Come now, we won't tell anyone.
Someone was recently playing with a lock on one of the gilded cages, wondering what would happen if all the birds escaped captivity. And I know for certain it was one of you.
Sophia, that sounds like you. Admit it.
And now what will happen to us, Mr. Shulski?
I assure you, your secrets are safe with me. On one condition.
What's that?
In exchange for my discretion, I need another secret of yours. That's the only way to keep everyone in check.
What should I choose?
Our fathers don't know we're here. There you are.
How naughty. None of your fathers know?
None, especially not Sophia's. Otherwise, he wouldn't have let her come.
I'm very satisfied with this trade.
And what now?
I need to slip away for a moment.
We should go as well. We've really forgotten ourselves around you.
That's nice to hear, but I understand. The soiree won't wait.
I hear Rumyanseva has invited a real medium.
Will there be ghosts? That I'd like to see.
What did we come here for? These soirees are for old people.
Good evening. May I?
Please, we're not discussing anything consequential.
You keep on worrying about yourselves. I intend to make the most of this evening.
See, I told you he was in love. Miss Scowan is out of your league, my friend.
To say nothing of her father.
Old Scowan and I are practically on first-name terms now. You'll see.
I'm sure.
So, one eye-catching girl has already got an admirer. What does that leave us, Maxime?
Not much. The dull, the silly, or, well, the old.
En parlant de Ligiashulska, she just passed this way.
Pigs will fly before someone fancies her.
She'd actually prefer Sophia Scowan, according to what I've heard. Well, what do you think?
My name is Viktor Shulsky.
Well, there we have it.
And I don't like what I just heard, especially about my sister.
And, what are you going to do about it?
Pardon me, gentlemen. I promised that I would be well behaved tonight.
Lunatic.
Mr. Shulsky?
I didn't expect to see you here, of all places.
You don't know how very flattering that is. And what brings you to the Imperial?
If I may, there's one question niggling at me. How did you get so many scars?
Why do you ask?
I've heard that Russian officers in training have drunken duels with sabers after hours.
No. A very peculiar custom, if that's true.
So where did those scars come from?
I've led an interesting life.
I could ask you the same question.
I'm passing the time.
Ah, curious hobby.
I'm simply interested in people.
Do you know these circles well?
They're not hard to figure out. A gang of none-too-bright layabouts, chasing amusement after amusement after amusement.
Do you feel part of that gang?
I'm not one of them. And neither are you. Nor was your father.
Who are you, really?
Just someone who wants to enjoy himself at a party.
cream of Warsaw society is here, so I thought it would be worth showing my face.
With a name like yours, I'm sure you fit right in. After all, someone must have invited you.
I'm not worthy. My sister brought me along out of pity, I think.
And so, Miss Ligia is here too.
Why do you ask?
No reason. What are you hoping for this evening?
Who knows? Maybe I'm keeping an eye out for the future Mrs. Szulska.
Best of luck. You'll need it, since Ligia ended up with the entire inheritance.
How do you know all these things?
People talk, I listen. That's all.
Who did you say you were to my father?
A trusted acquaintance. I supported him with good advice. Though truth be told, he rarely needed it. Your father had a gift for making good decisions.
Which of my father's decisions would those be?
Ones that were good for your family. Perhaps we'll have the chance to return to this another time. Goodbye, Mr. Szulski.
Yes, I'm sure. Thaumaturge never fails me. There is something here.
Maybe that's enough. What do you want?
The trick with entering someone's head. I know one person who can do that.
You're not much of a thaumaturge if you can't. You come here to torment me, unmask me.
I don't see any fun in unmasking you.
So what do you want?
Your siren is quite impressive.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
Madame, you're being impolite. What about a little competition? We'll see who wins.
I'll pass.
I noticed a wild saliter here. I understand your being here has something to do with him in particular.
Keep your nose out of this.
Why?
Because I'm warning you.
What do you know about this saliter? Do you know its name?
Don't you?
A name doesn't tell us much anyway. All that matters is picking out the person in this crowd with the flaw.
I know perfectly well who carries the flaw. Another reason for you to stay out of it.
The person with the flaw attended the seance, right? So I'm on the right track.
Have you finished?
That's not such a ladylike tone, madame. Maybe we should just let the best one catch that saliter.
You mean yourself?
So, should we finish up?
That would be best. And listen to me carefully, Mr. Whatever your name is.
Szulski, but you can call me Victor.
Now, Mr. Szulski, you will vanish like a bad dream, and I will get back to work.
and the general says to him, "Tell us something funny." Then Bautski replies, "General, why don't you shoot a cannon first?"
That's a good one. I'll have to tell it tomorrow at the Orwoffs.
Who might this be joining our conversation?
You know, sir, your face looks familiar to me.
My name is Viktor Szulski.
Ah, yes, I can see something in your eyes. I was sorry to hear about your father.
I'll see you next time, darling. Wonderful party.
See you there.
I think I've offended the creme de la creme of Warsaw.
This is hardly the creme de la creme. How do you find my soirée?
How is it being part of the Tsar's court?
It is a blessing and a curse. Forgive me if I do not elaborate.
I admit I'm getting reacquainted with the social scene.
You spent a long time traveling, didn't you?
15 years. Over that time, I got used to harsher surroundings.
And believe me, drawing rooms can be just as dangerous as untamed steppes. You've met Anastasia and Marina. What about the others?
I've already met several distinguished guests. Madame Samira definitely stands out.
She is exceptional, isn't she? Her presence is the crowning glory of the evening. Has anyone else caught your eye?
Ivan Konieczkin, for instance. Apparently, he knew my father.
How remarkable. I wasn't aware. Konieczkin is something of a secretive person. And have you yet had occasion to meet the debutants of the season?
I'll be sure to seek them out.
This evening, Sofia Skowan herself is to grace us with her presence.
Well, well.
I suggest you move quickly. The competition is fierce.
The crux of the matter is that I'm here because of my father. You knew him.
That doesn't sound like a question. Of course, I was his customer. I truly am sorry for you, both of you. The death of someone close is always a dreadful blow. Please accept my condolences.
Svetlana Petrovna, I must insist. Can you tell me something more about my father?
Mr. Szulski, I assure you we have the most delectable vodka. Besides that, I warmly encourage you to join Madame Samira's séance. It will be an unforgettable experience. I wonder, is that truly everything our soirée can offer you?
I've got no choice but to suffer through tonight.
No need to mince words.
Here you are.
Gentlemen, meet my brother.
Viktor Szulski.
The last Szulski to wear trousers. You don't know that. Miss Ligia could yet produce an heir to the fortune.
Maybe even with me, if she doesn't tell my wife.
But let's talk like men. You intend to take over your father's company, correct?
Gentlemen, my sister knows what she's doing. Across the world, women rule over entire societies, like Great Britain. Do you remember Queen Victoria?
I suppose it's true what they say about you?
Yes? What's that?
You've lost your mind.
Thank you. I've worked long and hard at that.
Good luck with your business, miss.
I almost feel sorry for them.
Have I crossed the line?
Nonsense. You know, thank you for believing in me, especially in front of other people. It means a lot. Any progress with Svetlana?
Sofia Skawan, the Governor General's daughter. Do you know her?
No, and I don't suggest you make her acquaintance either. Skawon can't stand thaumaturges.
Guess who I ran into again? All mysterious and carved up.
Ivan Konieczkin?
What do you know about him?
Not much. He was an acquaintance of Papa's. Well, in theory, it's thanks to him that we're here.
What? Ligia?
I know that nothing comes for free, but he really didn't want anything.
Yeah, he looks like a real altruist. Unfortunately, Svetlana doesn't want to breathe a word of it.
I'm sure she doesn't trust you. In company like this, that speaks well of her.
Why the cold shoulder, Ligia?
I've never liked her. Her manner gets under my skin. I've heard she's a dreadful schemer.
I'd better change the subject. You enjoying yourself in this viper's den?
The vodka is quite tolerable. I'm observing my own brother taking out his anger on ordinary mortals.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've taken a long, deep look at Samira. She's no medium. Samira is a thaumaturge on the hunt.
On the hunt?
Madame has spotted a salutar that's attached to one of the guests.
What kind of salutar?
Remember those fairy tales Mother used to read us? And the legend of the golden snake?
Yes, Veles.
Yes. I'm glad you're here.
Are you also hunting for him?
I admit I like to have him. I haven't made up my mind.
Be careful.
I am. That's why I haven't made up my mind. I'm going. I felt something. Where is it? I was looking for you.
Do you smoke, Mr. Shulsky?
I've quit.
In light of our approaching conversation, why don't we dispense with the pleasantries? Call me Svetlana.
Victor.
Ask.
The burned note. Who sent it? I only sensed underhanded kindness.
Da, the Ochrana. I don't know which one of them exactly, if that's what you're asking. I've worked hard at it.
When did you receive this note?
A few weeks ago. back before your father.
I see. That large travel chest. You changed your mind
About whether or not to pack. Right then, I wanted to escape badly, but that would have had its own consequences. In this game of false appearances, I'm the best.
you two had an affair.
Two grown-up, lonely people found momentary comfort in each other's arms. But romance wasn't behind that relationship. It was just that we were both looking in the same direction.
What do you mean by looking in the same direction? I still don't know how this lovely note ended up in your hands. But in addition, I found a lovely strings of pearls, and on it, your feelings of guilt.
Your power is terrifying. Do you know that?
Tsarina Alexandra gave you those pearls. You two are close.
I am her confidant. I could call her my friend. I see how much she devotes to her family and the nation.
Yet something has changed. Your feelings of guilt, do they have something to do with Tsarina Alexandra?
With the whole empire, Ruski mir im podawaj. We, the establishment, perceive the need for change. We want reform. The Colossus is already teetering, but if it falls... La guillotine, mon chéri. But I want to live, Victor. Ideally, closer to the west.
Where was my father in all this?
Willingly or otherwise, he was part of the establishment that wanted change and could see revolution before it arrived.
The Ochrana knew about you, hence the note.
They must have noticed something. Isn't it time you told me why you really came to my soirée?
What do you intend to do now?
Nothing. The soirées will continue. Society has come to expect it. Everything will stay the same. I myself shall manage.
Do you think the Ochrana killed my father?
Your father was crushed by a building. I don't think that's how the Ochrana works.
Perhaps you're right. I hoped you might know something about the Black Grimoire. My father left it to me in his will, but the grimoire has gone missing.
No. And the collapsed building? Have you been there?
There's nothing there.
My dear boy, I know nothing about Stanisław's book. I'm sorry, but I can't help you there. But I will not let you leave empty-handed. I strongly believe that there's one place you ought to visit. What you find there belongs to you.
Thank you.
No, thank you for listening.
Don't run away.
Splendid ladies, distinguished gentlemen, the hour is at hand.
With lights dimmed and the curtains drawn, the souls of the dead slowly gather among us. On their command, I will give the chosen among you a tarot card as your invitation to the table.
For you, sir?
Fool. Our dear madame is fooling around and thinks you can scare me off. I'm done wasting time on this.
Let us gather in secret ritual. Let's not keep the souls waiting too long. Let us also make every effort together not to spoil their visit.
Mr. Shulsky, may I have a word?
How can I help?
My friends and I are just playing Truth Order, and now it's my turn. Won't you dazzle me with your powers?
Your father would not be thrilled about you playing games with the Thaumaturge.
Maybe that's precisely the point. To keep violating his wishes?
First, please tell me the rules of this game.
Of course, I'm being silly. After all, you've been away a long time. It's simple. Each player in turn must admit a truth or accept a dare. Anyone who doesn't must drop out of the game and thereby loses. And I don't like to lose.
I would guess that to you, a dare would be the lesser of two evils.
How very perceptive. It involves finding out my comrades' secrets, Irina, Maxim, or Sergei. The trick is that you're cleverer at it than I am.
I accept.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Let me see what I can find. Will any secret do?
Any. I wait anxiously for your return.
I'll take a look around.
They're getting impatient. What have you found out?
As far as Sergei,
Yes?
I'll be honest. He'd do anything for you.
Anything, you say?
Maxim only has one thing on his mind. Miss Irina.
Oh, I knew it! Might Irina return his interest?
Miss Irina would like to get to know Maxim better, but she keeps hesitating.
What? She never told me. Some friend she is.
Oh, I was wondering where you'd gone off to.
You know Sergei, don't you?
We're already acquainted.
Mr. Shulsky and I have completed my extra difficult dirt together.
At your service.
Now time for truth. Are you seeing anyone?
Maybe we should not reveal all our secrets to one another right away.
Mr. Shulsky, our time is up. Sophia and I must leave for the seance. Madame is waiting.
Thank you once more.
See you. Therefore, Veles chased Sofia's Cowan and her floor here. She seemed like such an innocent girl, didn't she? Unless you count sending her admirer on a deadly trip to Africa. It's no coincidence she focused on me. After all, old Scowan hates Thaumaturges. The little scamp. If I want to discern that little schemer's flaw, I'll have to join that sepulchral table. Either her scheming or her jealous knight in shining armor will help me identify her flaw. I hope her father doesn't find out.
Did I see that you've met this Madame person?
I'm going.
Shulsky, don't play with me.
Do you know the hostess well?
Will you leave me alone if I say I don't?
No.
Svetlana Petrovna invited me, and I am doing my best to meet her expectations. Let's keep out of one another's way.
Whose soul are you summoning tonight, dear madame?
I only know which one I'd prefer to banish. Shoo!
Maybe my dead father's. If you manage that, it would spare me a lot of trouble.
Now we'll never know.
I saw one of your posters. You look different in it.
Really, the illustration doesn't reflect reality.
How should I take that? No one warned me that I should get in costume for the party.
I beg your pardon.
I'm just noting that you stand out among these boring guests.
Impudent.
Just a bit uncouth, I'd say.
Sometimes it's good to let things go and live for your own benefit.
I think I'll take up this gauntlet. Is this seat free?
The energy is dissipating. Ladies and gentlemen, I am losing contact with the souls.
Well, it was the souls that chose me after all.
It's true. The gentleman has a card.
Let us lay our hands on the table. Let us allow our minds to liberate themselves from our bodies toward the edges of the world as you know it.
Are you thinking of someone exceptional whom you wish to summon?
That's exactly the sort of person I had in mind.
Oh, is it a long-lost love?
Rather a future delightful acquaintance.
Leave her alone.
Sergei, this has nothing to do with you.
Dear guests, I implore you, the souls!
Your devotion goes unnoticed, and you know full well why that is.
I do. I am your father's choice, not yours, aren't I?
Quiet, please.
Well, this will make your companions happy. Making fools of people, heaven forbid.
Sit down.
My poor heart.
Focus on someone you want to make contact with.
There is one soul I'd like to summon.
Whom do you mean?
Teofil Skalski. Does that name mean anything to you? The poor man drowned on the way to Africa, didn't he?
No, it wasn't like that. I didn't know he would be killed.
Are you planning a similar fate for Sergei? All this just to get under your father's skin?
So what if it was? Do you know what it's like to live in the shadow of a cold, absent father?
Rings a bell.
Is it such a sin to want to be loved?
The powers you and your kind have are terrifying.
That's why people hate you! That's why my father is cracking down on you!
All that matters is I have what I wanted.
Don't you dare! You were supposed to stay away. I was supposed to leave here with Velis. All that work for nothing.
Tell me, what don't I understand?
Do you know who she is? Who her father is? You're right. Sophia Skawan was meant to have her flaw removed, discreetly. But I suppose it's too late for that, isn't it?
Someone hired you to remove the flaw from Sophia. Who?
Take a guess. Anyway, it doesn't matter now. It's also too late to stay silent. What's done can't be undone. Sophia Skawan is now the center of the scandal.
I have this under control. I know how to give Sophia's story a happy ending.
I hope we don't all come to regret it.
Rasputin sees you, then you'll stop fighting me.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this evening the souls were particularly restless.
Sophia?
Did you enjoy the show? My best so far. So, I suppose now is the time to applaud.
And you, sir, what can you tell us?
Let it sink in that you're free, finally. Neither your father nor your environment define you.
Everyone heard those atrocious words from my lips. I can't undo that. But you're right. You freed me.
I know what it means to live in the shadow of a father, but that's all behind me now.
What did you do?
I met someone who helped me undo the mistakes I made because of my father.
It sounds like that was someone very dear to you.
What's going on here? The guests are complaining, and with good cause, I see. We're terminating this disaster.
Farewell, Viktor Shulsky.
See you.
No, I don't think so.
Will the gentleman with a book be leaving peacefully, or should we show him out?
No need, I can make it to the door. Madame, honored guests.
Victor, don't scare me like that.
Mr. Shulsky, are you all right?
I think it's time for us to go.
I'll snug us a carriage.
You'll have a hard time at this hour. I'll drop you off.
See, you can always count on Mr. Konieczki.
Victor. Thank you. That's very polite. Thank you for an interesting evening.
I'm sorry it all turned out like this.
Not tonight, please.
Ligia. Good night. The telephone. Hello?
Hello? Hello? Victor?
Speaking.
Victor, Uncle Sasha here. How are you? Have you visited your old stomping ground yet?
I've rediscovered some things like a comfortable bed. The city has changed a lot, as have we all. The most important thing to me right now is retrieving my father's grimoire.
Your grimoire? I wish you luck, boy.
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. And how are you, Uncle?
I need your help, boy. It's a very delicate matter. Are you able to find a moment for your uncle?
All right, so where should we meet?
Remember where I took you kids for donuts?
I do.
Let's meet there. Maybe we can reminisce about the old days. Better days. See you then, Victor. Thank you.
Mr. Shitsky.
Is Rasputin here?
Sadly, yes.
It's good to see you. Although, I think I can already see what you need. Let's not waste time. How about that?
I'll be very grateful to you for another round of help.
Let me share something about your pace in hunting for salutors. Aren't you losing yourself too much in it? Again?
Is there something you want to tell me? Do you not want to help me anymore?
Nonsense. You can always count on me. I'm just worried. Close your eyes and focus on my words. Concentrate on my voice. Relax and focus within yourself. Follow my voice inside yourself. Do you see him? He's remarkable.
I can't tame him.
You can, and you will. Look, he's afraid of you. Calm your heartbeat. It will scare him off. Calm yourself.
Yes, it feels that way.
Still 19. Yet time flew.
Have you seen the future again?
I don't know if it's the future. It could be clouds drifting over battlefields, walking among strangely I feel as though I could have.
I think I shouldn't abuse the...
That distressed woman you mentioned. You know, I saw her in my vision. That surly maid brought me the gossip about her, that this Fietwana is causing herself to...
What was this gossip, may I...
Nothing that would sully her in your eyes. She... And you know...
Help?
Bring her to me. I won't keep you until...